First and foremost, it was a nice Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you all had a good one. We have high pressure in control for the eastern seaboard. It has been sunny, but it has also been windy. Notice those lines. A lot of those lines, those are isobars when they are close together. That means you've got a very tight pressure gradient, hence a very windy day out there, as there is some low pressure off the North Atlantic not too far away. That's something that's going to happen behind the next storm as well. But the wind's dying down into tonight, but we are left with cold air in the wake of that high pressure slipping away. Calm winds will allow the temperatures to drop pretty low by tomorrow morning. It'll be a cloudy day out there. Most of the daylight hours are dry. But as we head towards the late afternoon, early evening, we're going to start to see that warm front pushing in. That will bring snow across the area, and it will, thump a little nicely towards the beginning portions of the storm before we get that changeover to both sleet and freezing rain as that warm front lifts north of us. So what are our wintry precip types? Well, we all know rain and we all know snow, right? So I'm not gonna go over rain. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? Water drop is above freezing, makes it all the way to the ground level. Snow, snowflake, cold air stays a snowflake all the way down to the ground level. So those are the outer two columns here. I want to focus in on these two inner columns right here. This is sleet and freezing rain. What happens with sleet? Pretty much like rain, but it encounters colder air pretty high up, and it has plenty of time to refreeze. It's a frozen water droplet. That's all it is, a frozen raindrop, and it gives you that little tiny sleet pellet. You can hear them dinking and dunking off of your roof or off of your gutters sometimes. Now, freezing rain is a bit differently. This one melts into a raindrop, and it stays a raindrop almost all the way to the ground. However, right before it reaches the ground, it encounters a very shallow layer of cold air. And what that means, if it's cold enough at the surface, you can get that raindrop freezing on contact of pretty much any surfaces, mailboxes, walkways, driveways, even roadways, and also trees and power lines. And that could be a difficult situation in terms of perhaps even some power outages. And when you hear about ice storms, you hear about how treacherous they are. They do not happen very often, really everywhere, but certainly not here in southern New England. However, we could get a little bit of an icy glaze out there on Sunday morning. Here's the snow, and again, it picks up in intensity a little bit, say by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock through midnight. So if you have an early dinner, I think you're okay. Later plans will be dicey traveling around the area, as the snow will be heavy enough to start overcoming the temperatures and accumulating on the roadways. Then we get that rain and snow mix overnight. There could be some freezing rain in here. We will watch that very closely as we head through the next 24 hours. But notice the entire shoreline is all getting rain, and here we are at 3 a.m. It's rain for everybody as we head into Sunday morning. Maybe a little bit of some sleet or freezing rain in northern and western zones here where the temperatures are a little bit colder. Rain will be heavy at times throughout the day. Look at this torrential rain as we head towards Sunday evening. So a lot of the snow that you see here is going to get washed away in a heartbeat, but this is what could fall Saturday evening, 2 to 4 inches at most. We are, again, watching for that light icy glaze. It's more of a concern for parts of Connecticut and western Massachusetts. Storm pulls away, frigid, windy, and cold conditions coming in behind that as we get a big dip in the jet stream, and that is going to last throughout the entire week, Tiffany Murphy, so much so that our next storm system comes running into this cold here. And we could be talking about a snowstorm next Thursday, something we're keeping an eye on very closely in the Weather Center. I don't want to look past this storm. However, I don't want to discount that all the makings are there that we could see maybe a big snow later next week.
Oh, boy. And then I think what's more concerning, though, right, is the ice.
The ice, yes.
Black ice. It's so scary.
It's very scary. It can cause so many travel nightmares.
Yes.
Power is a big issue here.
Yeah.
I know we talked about that with the last couple of storms. Power outages weren't a big issue, and it's not because of the wind, though, this time. It's because of the ice. So we will be keeping a very close eye on that. Stay with us.
We appreciate